Morning all. So I'm going to give you a little bit of light reading here from this book that I just got yesterday, and it turns out that I need it today. Well, I don't need it, but there's good points in here. Colton Sissons gets a 7-year contract for a total of $20 million. The cap hits around $2.8 million a year. Why? Why would David Poile do that? Um, The Philadelphia Flyers had just dropped the mother of all offer sheets on Preds defenseman Shea Weber, signing the restricted agent to a deal that, if the Predators didn't match within a week, would pay Nashville's captain $110 million over the next 14 years. See, they had lost Suter. Suter went to Minnesota, and Suter had been negotiating with David Poile until he signed in Minnesota, and Poile felt that he was negotiating in bad faith. And then they had to shell out $110 million over 14 years to keep Weber, who they ended up trading to Montreal when they had problems with cap, and that contract just looked impossible. This is why David Poile signs longer-term contracts. And it's actually at the end of this one that he mentions it. This is from David Poile's mouth. Okay. It was a clear wake-up call. I think if you look from that point forward in terms of transactions we've made and players we didn't want to lose, that number would be 0. There was something that needed to be done differently because that should never have happened. So I'll share whatever blame needs to go for that. But as I said, the most important point is where we are today. So maybe that's a turning point for our franchise. And it says, it's no coincidence that over the last half-decade, Poile has signed players Victor Arvidsson, Matthias Ekholm, Ryan Ellis, Philip Forsberg, Calle Jarnkrok, Ryan Johansson, Roman Josi, and Kyle Turris to multi-year contracts before free agency was much of a concern at all. He's got his budget, he's got his team, and so this is why Colton Sissons gets a 7-year contract, because he doesn't want to deal with it again. It's like, all right, here's your contract, here's your term, and we're done. Colton Sissons had 15 goals, 30 points this year. He's good at a little bit of everything, and he's shown he can be a big playoff performer at times. He had a rough playoffs this year, but he's done it before, and honestly, I get why he does it. 110% understand why he does this. David Poile got burned, and it affected his blue line going forward, and he doesn't want to go through that again. So, long-term contracts handed out by Nashville are the way of things because of what happened back then. So, for anybody who's thinking, I don't understand why Sissons would get 7 years, because that's all David Poile does. David Poile just said, all right, we're going to give him terms so we don't have to worry about it. And the cap hit, I'm actually kind of surprised. Maybe not really, because I'm not sure what upside there is with Sissons at this stage when it comes to his offense. Only because he's played 265 games, 37 goals, 77 points altogether. He had 15 goals this year. He is currently 25 years of age. So he's probably going to get to about 20. I would think his max will probably be 20, maybe 25. He's shown some pretty good hands at times during his career, just not consistently enough to get above 15 goals like this past season. So we'll see what happens, but I like it. I think it's definitely thinking outside the box. And this is a general manager who decided back in 2012, I'm not getting pushed around anymore. I don't want to have to deal with this crap. So you get term, and you get term, and you get term, and that guy in the back gets term. So I don't have to worry about people stealing my players. He obviously took the Ryan Suter thing as kind of personal. So when you look at contracts like this handed out by Nashville, you can look back to that. See, these books help. And for anybody wondering, I got this at Indigo Books in Langley, so it was available locally. And if you're in Nashville and you're like, I can't find that around here, I'm really sorry. But I found this one, and I was like, I don't have Preds, so now I do. Let me know what you guys think about this signing in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. And I'm sure we're going to have more signings over the next week or so, as I said, during arbitration time. Guys get signed, and somebody has to sign out of the restricted free agents. These guys are just hanging out there. Somebody has to sign. We're not going to go into training camp with none of them signed, right? That would be insane. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.